Look at lemmings, right? They all look in different directions for the herd. Most people are lemmings. Most people are not lions. I'm a lion, let's say. I still have a pride, right? But lemmings need people more than anything. If you're a normal person, the number one thing you need is brotherhood. Because you're a fucking lemming. You don't stand a chance. You need a bunch of people looking in different directions and trying to check which crypto coins coming, which vaccine they're going to make me take. You need, because you're a little dumbass. You haven't even got any weapons. You're a total nobody.
Yeah.
So if you think you're going to get through this world by yourself, you don't stand a chance, because even enough hyenas can kill a lion when it's on its own. This is the reality of the world. So you need to have brotherhood. Brotherhood is everything. It's always been everything. Brotherhood has been the basis of my life with my brother, my biological brother, and my best friends. I still live with my best friends to this day. I've had women try and psyop me out of it. Why do you live with your friends? Because they can fight and I can trust them. Why do you want me to live with you? So I can buy you shit. Is that it? Oh, you want to sit and watch TV and me buy you gifts? Is that what you think that's appealing to me? And I can sit around dealing with you? No, that's not appealing to me on any level. They can fight and I can trust them. In any scenario, you're always going to be more competitive with brotherhood on your side. You're never going to be competitive as a lone wolf. It doesn't matter how good you are. You'll just be outnumbered and destroyed. So absolutely, you can't be rich without brotherhood. More interestingly, you can't be poor without brotherhood. How the fuck are you going to be a brokey without brotherhood? That's even worse.
Yeah, low key.
Well, there's strength in numbers, right? You can go to the poorest countries in the world. They have the most kids. Why? One of them might make some money. If they all beg, we'll have some money. Some of them will survive. Like, it's just strength in numbers, right? We can't have one kid in a village in Africa or in India. It's not how it works. There's massive strength in numbers. So you should be prioritizing your brotherhood. It's one of the quickest and easiest ways to get rich. So that's why they deliberately attack the idea of brotherhood constantly. Men shouldn't do that. You should live with your chick, and your chick's crying, I want a new car, I want a new car. And men just get dragged away from it. And this is a Western world phenomenon. It doesn't happen in other countries. I'll give you an example. I know a really good Islamic guy. I grew up in Luton, which is a Islamic town inside of the Islamic country of Great Britistan. And there was a Muslim guy I knew, and he worked in a chicken and chip shop, a fast food restaurant. He drove a Ferrari. So how do you drive a Ferrari working in a fast food restaurant? He said, well, I have 5 brothers, and we all pool our incomes, and we all live in one house. So, okay, well, are you married? He goes, yeah, all our wives live in the house, and they cook and they clean. They're all in the house cooking and cleaning, and us 5 guys are all out making money. We put our money together. We bought the house. We bought a second house. We bought this Ferrari. We bought that third house. And they all had very normal jobs. That's the Islamic mindset, right? Those guys were from Bangladesh. You find a Western guy. He grows up in his family home, and then he gets a girlfriend, and he wants to live with his girlfriend. So he disappears with his girlfriend. He's paying all the bills, paying rent, paying utilities, has to get a nice car to impress her, gets in debt for the car. Then his brother does the same thing in another direction. So now you got these 2 white young men paying rent to Bangladeshis, paying all their rent up, getting in debt, trying to impress women they're not even going to marry, sitting there in an endless debt spiral because their brotherhood's been destroyed. If those 2 men were to move in together and work together to own an asset, things would be different. So brotherhood is the bottom line to most things, and most cultures still understand this. It's one of the biggest ailments with the West is that we've forgotten this point. It's not about being rich or poor. It's about being a man as a whole. Brotherhood is everything. If you got in trouble, would you call your girlfriend?
Probably call my roommates.
You'd call your boys. Yeah. That's who you call, right? Like, what would you call your girl for? It'll be okay.
She would get a call.
I mean, you'd let her know you're fine, but you wouldn't say, get down here now. I mean, I hope not. I don't know. You're from LA, maybe. I don't know how it works over there. I don't know, probably. Maybe it's like, in my world, you don't call them when you have trouble because they can't do anything. They can't do anything. They can either say it's going to be fine when they have no idea whether it's going to be fine or not, or they can get panicked and scared themselves and add to the trouble. That's it. All my trouble, I tell my brother or I tell my guys. They know my trouble, not some chick. She can't do anything. So brotherhood is everything. If you got in real trouble, you'd call the boys. If you couldn't call the cops. And if you call the cops, you want men to come. Don't a bunch of blonde chicks turn up. You're like, where's the dudes with the guns? Where's the machine gun? That's the reality. What's the bottom line? What's the true bottom line of reality and of humanity, of this civility we live under? What's the bottom line?
It's a war.
It's violence. That's right. This is why you look at the most powerful street gangs and mafias on the earth. They don't have to be rich and important. They can just be guys on a street corner. But if they're loyal to each other and ready to die together, they run that street corner. That's it. Loyalty is power and power is loyalty. So this is the bottom line of it. So you can't go through life what most people do now because they're selfish. They say, I want men around me I can trust, and I want men around me who would die for me, but I don't want to die for them. Well, that's not real. There's no light without dark. If you're prepared to make the sacrifice for them, they'll make the sacrifice for you. The reason I have people I can trust on that level is because they know that if me and them were walking down the street and 20 men with blades came up, we would die together. That's the decision we made. So when I'm in jail, I know that everything's going to be okay. That's how you set your life up. There's no other way to do it. If you want to be alone in this world, it's always ever been a band of brothers against evil. It's never been anything else. You can go back any point in human history. Sooner or later, it got to a point where it was you and your boys, either your gang, your army, your team, whatever, against them and their boys. And whoever was right was the one who won. And that's all it's ever been. It's all it's ever going to be. That's what it comes down to at the end.
Whoever's right is the one that won.
That's right. And the government's going to come it came for me. If you continue on this path, if you manage to become successful one day, they're going to come for you. And you have to sit down and ask yourself and look in the mirror and say, if they came for me with the full force of the most powerful government on the planet, who would pay my bills? Who would take care of my woman? Who would pay for my kid? Who would do these things? And you have to ask yourself that question.
Would you do it for me?
The problem is, sir, I don't know if you'd ever do it for me.
Oh, interesting.
So this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sure, I'm the kind of guy, you could give me your meager income and I wouldn't notice. I could put it in some fucking account and it's cigar money. It's nothing. And I'd take care of your family because I'm a nice man. But would I do it knowing you'd never return the favor? I'm not sure because I'm also not an idiot. So you have to find somebody you're prepared to suffer for them to suffer for you. This is how the world works.